Alright, so first I'm going to start off and admit that this is an epic trolling of Donald Trump, no doubt. They're trying to irritate him by saying his crowd sizes were small, despite them being huge, and potentially bigger than Barack Obama's. It doesn't matter. The difference really is the pictures that the Washington Post has used and the pictures that are all over everywhere else. Even CNN, they've came clean with this one here, and this is a big panoramic, what they call a gigapix, and it shows the crowd sizes going all the way back. I mean, all the way back, and you can see if you just tap on it or zoom in, you can see all the way back. See this little white tent here behind this tree? Now, behind that tent and in these other pictures that you see on the Washington Post and whatnot, these areas were completely empty in the Washington Post pictures, and you can see here they're completely full, and they go all the way back. So if we go over to the Washington Post, see, they're showing this, not with Donald Trump in the picture, they're showing this from 2 hours before he arrived, and these areas are empty in the Washington Post picture. But in this giga picture from CNN, this is when Donald Trump is actually there. Now, it was raining that day, and there were rioters burning cars. So I imagine that a lot of people that would have normally went didn't go. They stayed home. But you can see here, Donald Trump is in the picture. See, this is one of these big panoramics. This is all at the same time. So here he is at the picture. That's something that the Washington Post doesn't show. He's not in their picture because he wasn't there yet. He came about 2 hours later. But in this picture, it's clear to see that the Washington Post picture is from a different time because these areas are completely full up. Whereas, so you can go all the way in. This is a huge picture, several gigs of data. Now see, there's a little area right here that's sectioned off with a fence, and people aren't in there. That's where the police presence is. That's where the police have barricaded off for their own units to be, and probably for some of this equipment that's there, like this, I guess this is speakers and whatnot. So they've sort of sectioned that off. You can see the barriers, but all the way back you can see that those people go all the way to that building. And of course they keep this path open, and they did it, up in this second area here so that people can get through right there. See, so that's natural, just so that there's a throughway. And see, the rest of it's barricaded off. People aren't supposed to be behind there. For some reason people are there, but they're not supposed to be behind there because of this barricade. But if you look at the Washington Post picture, it looks completely different because it's at a different time. And so that's the big difference there. And you can even see by the saturation, the time of day it was, and you can see that this is easily beginning to rain or about to rain. And it rained during his speech too, but it's definitely the Washington Post, maybe the National Park Service, trolling Trump because they know he's going to be offended if they say his crowd sizes were smaller than they were. But despite a massive violent riot and rain, in my opinion, it was a pretty large crowd, no matter how big it was.